जब भी मुझे
Huzur says that
दुनिया के प्रेस के नुमाइंदों
whenever
या गैर मामूल
the journalists or the press reporters or with the non-Muslims, I have the opportunity to sit with these people.
सवाल जवाब या बातचीत का मौका मिलता है,
There is an occasion of question answer or conversation. Somehow or the other, directly
या बिलवास्ता
or indirectly,
वो ये सवाल ज़रूर करते हैं
they do raise this question
कि इस्लाम के बारे में
that regarding Islam,
खौफ है दुनिया में,
the fear
क्या वजह है
and the Islamophobia that is there, what is the reason of that
और ये किस तरह दूर होगा.
and how it can be eradicated.
बाज खुलकर
Some people ask this thing openly and some people in a different way they say, and they want to say that perhaps
इस्लाम की
the reason of that is the teaching of Islam.
चनाचे इस्तीफा भी जर्मनी में
So this time as well in Germany, a journalist raised a similar question
जर्मनी में
that in Germany
इस्लाम से खौफ बढ़ रहा है.
people are increasing in their fear of Islam
हमारे से हमदर्दी के रंग में
and with a sentiment of sympathy with us. He also said that because of that the non-Muslims, the local people,
वो भी मुसलमानों पर जुल्म कर जाते हैं.
they also do some injustice to the Muslims here.
सवाल ये
The question is
कि आपको क्या रद्द अमल है,
that what is your reaction to that? And he asked, and what reaction do you show?
तो ये कोई यही खास नहीं,
So it is not only here
सवाल हो चुका है.
only, this question has been raised many times before in other places, and the same question,
रास्ते खोलता है.
and this is the question which actually opens up the ways for us to convey the message, to do the tabligh. If this fear is increasing,
तो बाज मुसलमान कहलाने वाले
so then the so-called Muslims, the groups, and
इस्लाम के नाम पर
this is because of that these people, they do certain things in the name of Islam, wrong things they do, and they carry out terrorist attacks.
और गैर मुसलमानों का जो रद्द अमल है
And the reaction of the non-Muslims
या उनके तहफ़्फ़ुज़ात हैं
or their reservations, they are quite all right,
कि
and they say that regarding those Muslims, they are getting afraid of Muslims. But our reaction
मनफी रद्द अमल नहीं.
should not be and is not all, any time a negative reaction. I always tell them that the ulama,
या नाम निहाल
the scholars or the so-called scholars, because of their wrong tarbiyat and education
की तालीम को
and
ना समझने की वजह से
and due to not understanding the Islamic teaching correctly, these groups and such people, they are emerging and coming to surface. And this is exactly what the Holy Prophet ﷺ had prophesied. And at such time, the advent of the promised Messiah and Imam Mahdi, the prophecy was there, who
इस्लाम की सही तालीम
who was destined to present the true teachings of Islam in the world.
ईमान के मुताबिक
And according to our belief,
मानी जमात अहमदिया
the founder of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is the same promised one about whom the prophecy was made.
हमारा रद्द अमल
So our reaction
तो उनकी तालीम के मुताबिक है
is according to his teaching,
जो हमें हज़रत मसीह मौद अलैहिस्सलाम ने दी.
the teaching which the promised Messiah alayhi salam has given us,
अमन
that
शांति की तालीम को फैलाओ.
that you spread the peaceful teachings of Islam everywhere.
तालीम की रोशनी में
And in the light of the same teaching we are operating in the whole world.
हाँ
Yes, these extremist groups, their actions,
और इन मगरबी ममालिक में भी
and in Western countries,
गैर मुस्लिम ममालिक में भी
in non-Muslim countries as well,
दहशतगर्द हमलों की वजह से
because of the terrorist attacks,
यहाँ जो तहफ़्फ़ुज़ात
the reservations which have been created in the minds of the people regarding the teaching of Islam, in order to remove that and to correct that, we have to do more work. More hard work is required. And for that we always try.
हज़रत मसीह मौद अलैहिस्सलाम ने
Hazrat promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam has told us
कि हर किस्म की दहशत
that all types of extremism and terrorism
और जुल्म
and injustice
की तालीम के खिलाफ।
that is totally against the teachings of Islam.
आप इस्लाम ने हमें बताया
The promised Messiah told us that since the creation of the world,
तमाम मुल्कों के रास्तबाज
the righteous people of all countries, they have been bearing witness
के अखलाक
that
और होना
that to follow the qualities of Allah Almighty and the attributes of Allah is just like a water of life for the people. And if you follow that, only then you will be able to survive into your spiritual life.
माया के और इंसानों की जिस्मानी और रूहानी जिंदगी
And the
से वाबस्ता है।
physical life of the people and the spiritual life, it depends that they should follow the attributes of Allah Almighty, and they follow Allah Almighty, who is the fountainhead of peace. So Allah the Almighty, who is the fountainhead of peace,
एक मुसलमान से यही चाहता है
He requires from a Muslim, and this is the instruction of the Holy Quran,
सिफात को अपनाया जाए।
that you try to acquire the attributes of Allah Almighty and you follow that. He says, the promised Messiah says that Allah the Almighty has
इसी आयत से शुरू किया
has started the Holy Quran with this very verse, which is in Surah Fatiha, the opening chapter, that is Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen,
तमाम कामिल
that all perfect
और पाक सिफात
and complete attributes, they are exclusive to God Almighty,
आलमों का
who is the Lord of all the universe, all the worlds.
आलम के लफ्ज़ में
In the word Alam, in this word,
कौमें
all different nations, different periods and different countries, everything inclusive. And then he says, so this point is worthy to be accepted without any discussion, that true and perfect God, the belief in which is the duty of every person, that is Rabbul Alameen, that is the Lord of all the worlds. And his this position is not confined to one nation or to one time,
ना किसी खास
is not limited to one country at all. Rather,
कौमों का रब है
that he is the Lord of all the nations, and he is the Lord of all the times, and he is the Lord of all the places,
मुल्कों का
and he is the Lord of all the countries,
और तमाम फ्यूज़ का
and he is the fountainhead of all the blessings and bounties, and all the physical and spiritual power is through him,
और उसी से तमाम मौजूदात
and it is through him that all the things that are present, they get the nourishment, and he is the sport of all the things here. So these are the attributes. This is the meaning of Rabbul Alameen. He is the Lord of the worlds. This is the explanation of that. He says that when these are the morals and the attributes of Allah, so then it is appropriate for us that we should also follow the same attributes and the same morals and the same qualities should be acquired by us. So in a true Muslim, these qualities should be there, the same qualities. So this is that knowledge and understanding which from the teaching of the Holy Quran, the Hazrat Promised Messiah ﷺ has granted us.
और यही वो नुस्खा है
And this is that recipe
जो दुनिया में
which
अमन सलामती फैलाने के लिए
which in order to spread the message of peace in the world is very essential. And this is the thing
सुलह की बुनियाद
which is the foundation of peace in the world. And this is the message which the members of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya
पहुंचाने की कोशिश करते
they tried their best to spread this message to all parts of the globe, and they should do so.
हैं अगर बाद
So therefore, if actions of some people are their doings
के नाम पर
in the name of Islam,
दुनिया में फितना और फसाद
they are creating disorder in the world,
करने की पैदा करने की कोशिश करने वाली
and they are trying to do so like that. So then, this is not because of the teaching of Islam, which Allah the Almighty has given to the Muslims.
बल्कि
Rather,
इस तालीम से दूर होने की वजह से
this is because of drifting away from this teaching.
में
And in this age,
फरिश्ता दे
the one who has been sent by Allah Almighty and the most obedient follower of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is because of denying him.
हम जब इस तालीम की रोशनी में
So when in the light of this teaching we give the teaching of peace and brotherhood and harmony to all the people, when we show these ways to the people, then the pious, right-minded people, they do say that the teaching of Islam is very beautiful indeed. So the expression of this thing was made during this recent visit of mine to Germany in various functions. People expressed the same opinion. There was the opening of the mosque and also the laying of the foundation of the mosque. In the opening ceremony of one mosque in a place, Waldshut, the mosque was established there, constructed there, and a doctor who came from Basel, a nearby city, he said that the whole of my life I have been searching that I should find the peaceful Muslim somewhere. Today you have fulfilled this desire of mine. I consider myself very fortunate that I have been able to find these people. And a lady who came from Italy, and she joined the program. She was there. She told that my friend was very afraid of attending this function because that person was having negative feelings about Islam. But after attending the program and listening to the address of the Imam of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya, his whole opinion about Islam has been changed. So much so that he immediately spoke to one of his Muslim friend to say that today I have come to know that how beautiful is your religion. I have come to know that today. And from Bosnia, three very educated ladies from Bosnia, they also attended the function. Expressing their feelings, they said that the program today, in the present format and in difficult situations of today, for the establishment of peace, it is like a candle of light. And the address of the Imam of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya regarding the love and taking care of the neighbors and their rights, he has explained the point. And then another guest, he said that from this meeting, I have been able to gather some blessings as well. And my coming over here, it's a matter of honor for me. If I had not come here today, so then certainly I would have been deprived from a great thing. Through Jamaat Ahmadiyya, I have come to know truly the introduction of the Ahmadiyya Jamaat, which is totally opposite to the terrorist Islam. And I have found the peace and love from this meeting. And not only this much, that not only in words, but practically, I have met such people here who do not like any hatred. So, every action of every Ahmadi, that is also a silent way of preaching. And then another guest, expressing his opinion, he said that I have been thinking till today that we believe in one God, and various religions have shown different paths. But today I have come to know that the religion has told us a very common paths, and Imam of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya has explained everything very beautifully. So he said, I liked this thing, that he expressed very clearly that the other terrorist Muslims and Daesh, he just kept them away. And he said that they have got nothing to do with the true Islamic teaching. And this is the fact, that in the name of Allah, these very sad things which they are doing and which are happening, there is no fault of you, but actually the fault is of those people who describe the teaching in a wrong way. And then he said that it's our common duty that with love and affection we have to stand against this bad campaign. he said that I also liked this thing very much, that nobody can have faith in God if he is killing the people, because to kill an innocent person means that that person he is killing his belief in God. Our very civilized children, educated children, how do they influence the people in their surrounding? That expression, that thing is also felt here. A lady guest mentioned that I would like to thank you that my children are friends of Ahmadi children, and since the time they have befriended one another, I have seen a pious change in them, and therefore I wanted to find out that what is your teaching. And after coming over here, I have found that my children, they are with good friends and they are very safe. So this silent preaching which is being done through the children, this puts more responsibility on Ahmadi parents, that the standard of their tarbiyat of their children should continue to increase, and also pray for them, so that all the Ahmadi children always, they should be putting a good impression upon other people, and they should be well protected from the vices of the society around them. And this is the right thing which will go a long way and play the role in spreading the true message of Islam to the people. And these children who will grow up along with the Ahmadi children, and if they continue to shape them proper shape of their life, so then out of those non-Muslim children, these children will eventually join the fold of Ahmadiyyat as well. Similarly, Augsburg, there's another city where the opening of the mosque took place. Because of the big city, a lot of educated people were there, politicians were also there. One guest, expressing his comments, he said, "This is a very beautiful message which has been conveyed today. I wish and desire that this message of yours should reach to the majority of the Muslim countries. That will establish the peace. I wish that the Muslim people of the Muslim countries, they also understand this message, that the Holy Prophet ﷺ, through his true follower, in this revival of Islam that was destined to take place, in that they should also join with that and extend the helping hand and cooperate, and instead of creating hatred and enmity." A German school teacher, expressing his opinion, he said that the school children, I was not able to give the answers to those questions, because whatever comes in the media, that is strongly opposed to Islam. And today in this program, I have got so much material from the address of the Imam of the Jamaat that now I feel that I can fully inform the students about the real message of Islam. And then a lady said that after listening to what the Khalifa has told us, I am greatly impressed by that. I did not know that the teaching of Islam is so beautiful and so nice. After listening to all what he said, a question arises that despite such a beautiful teaching, why Islam is getting a bad name in the world. I wish that your message of Islam reaches the people and it goes to all the people. In Augsburg University, a professor of that university, he says that Imam Jamaat Ahmadiyya, whatever he said, if that is truly your message, then you are going to get very big achievements and successes. And he says, Professor Sahib, the professor was so much impressed that in the university, he has offered to set up an exhibition in the university, and he expressed the desire that the community should be more clearly coming forth and the message should be conveyed to the people. One guest said that today 2 subjects have been clarified for us. and which is needed by all the people today.
और ना सिर्फ दीनी नुक्ता
And not only from the religious point of view,
दुनियावी नुक्ता निगाह
but from the worldly point of view as well, the solution of the problems have been made clear.
फिर कहने लगे
And he said
ये भी बड़ी बात बड़ी दुरुस्त है
that this is very true, that if we openly and socially, if we live together with love and affection, then these reservations will go away.
और फिर ये एक और मेहमान ने कहा
And another guest said
बहुत मुतासर हुआ हूँ
that I am greatly impressed
मैं इस्लाम के बारे में यही
that while all over the world this thing is being told about Islam, that it preaches hatred, here the Muslims, they are talking about peace here in this meeting.
एक मेहमान ने कहा
One guest said,
ये बात मेरे दिल पर बहुत गहरा असर कर गई है
this thing has greatly impressed my heart,
कि इस्लाम रवादारी
that Islam emphasizes the tolerance.
पहला राब्ता था
This was my first contact with the community, and it was very pleasant and very peaceful sitting. So my interest has increased that now I will go and visit the mosque and also get more information on internet about you. A lady doctor said that this address greatly impressed me. Yeah, I was impressed to my heart, and especially the message of love and affection. If all of us, we take care of our neighbors
जैसा कि इस्लामी तालीम
as the Islamic teaching requires, so then the whole world will become much pleasant and much more beautiful. Then a lady said that regarding the rights of the neighbors, that I loved very much. If we act only one part of this message, then the whole world would become much more peaceful and much more lovely to live. And one guest from the police, expressing his comments, he said that today's meeting and the message that you have delivered, I am greatly impressed by that. If you continue to spread the message of Islam here and there, so very soon you are going to get great success. And he said that I am a police person, and this type of the arrangements are so good, and I have learned quite a few things from that.
एक मेहमान रोनहाइम में
One guest from Raunheim, where the foundation of the mosque was laid, the guest says that we felt very comfortable by coming here.
में शामिल होने का मौका
I have the opportunity of attending various Christian functions, but this type of informality is not there.
आप लोगों से बहुत कुछ सीख सकते
And the Christian people, they can learn quite a lot from you in this respect. So this admission of a Christian person, that the Christian can learn, they should learn so many things, so many good morals, that is something great. And our youngsters, they should have more confidence in this matter, that without any inhibition or shame, there is no need of that.
आपको छुपाने की जरूरत नहीं कि हम
No need of hiding yourself that we are Muslims. Rather openly, they have to present the teaching of Islam to the whole world. That message should be conveyed. And then a guest, Raunheim, where the foundation of the mosque took place,
ये कहते हैं
he says that the Caliph, very effectively, he has informed us about the world condition. Particularly, the peaceful teaching of Islam was highlighted.
एक मेहमान ने कहा कि पहली
One guest said that for the first time I have attended such a program of the Jamaat. I think that the Jamaat in Raunheim, they have got their place in Raunheim, and I think that very soon when you get the mosque constructed, I would like to see that. Or
जब पैगाम पहुंचता है तो फिर
and when
जल्दी मस्जिद
sometime people oppose, but when the message is conveyed, the people wish that the mosque should be built very soon, and I may be able to see that.
हवाले से और
And one guest came and regarding peace and the rights of the ladies, he had certain reservations. And also the question was that your Caliph, what does he do for the establishment of peace? And when he listened to the address, after that he said
कि इन सब बातों को जो मेरे जहन में थी
that all those things which I had in mind, he has mentioned, he has touched all those points, and all my reservations have been removed. And he said
कि आप लोग
that
सफीर
you are ambassadors of peace,
इस तालीम पर अमल करना चाहिए
and all Muslims should act on this teaching which has been mentioned here.
और फिर ये भी उन्होंने कहा
And then he also said
मैं अपने दायरा कार में
that now in my circle, among my circle, I am going to convey, I will do my best to convey the message to all these people. A Syrian friend, he expressed his opinion saying that I was afraid that non-Muslim people will come here and maybe create a situation here. But he was afraid of the unpleasant situation. But then he said, that you have expressed the Islamic teaching in a much better way than other Muslims. And then he said that Imam Jamaat Ahmadiyya, he has presented the true Islamic teaching today. This is the first Ahmadiyya program in which I have attended. Now I will get more information, and maybe that I will do Bai'at myself and join the community. Before coming here, I had heard that the Quran of Ahmadis is different, but today this thing has been fully made clear to me that it's not the case like that. One guest says that this was the first opportunity for me to attend the Ahmadiyya function. I did not know much about the community, but now I am very much impressed. The mosques, generally their link with the terrorism is mentioned there, but I have come to know that this is not the reality. I am very happy that a mosque is going to be built here, and that mosque is going to be the central point of peace. A lady said that I have attended the Ahmadiyya function for the first time. Very peaceful atmosphere is here, and whatever has been mentioned, that is regarding peace and tolerance, it is about that, and I am very much impressed by the people here. Marble, there is a city, and there was the foundation of a mosque was there, and the people who attended the ceremony over there, one of the guests among them, a lady guest, she said that regarding the rights of the neighbors, the message that I have greatly been impressed by that. And as a Christian, this is my desire that the Christians should also adopt this teaching. And then another guest said that the status of ladies that has been mentioned in your address, that is most beautiful, that is beautifully religious teaching. And the status of men and women and the rights, the balance in that, that I have liked very much. Lord Mayor in his expressions, he said that the sad thing is that so many wrong allegations are put on the Muslims, that the Muslims, in their reply, they have to give the reasons and arguments. But if a person living in this society or a Christian does something wrong, as in Norway, one killer in the name of Christianity, he killed the people, then nobody says that this is the fault of the religion, his religion. One guest, Miss Julia, says that in a very beautiful way the function was held, and this point of the speech, I liked it very much, that if you do not discharge the duties towards fellow beings, then what is the meaning of worship of God? She said that before coming here, my view was that Islam is very fundamentalist and extremist religion, but this function today has opened up my mind from all the negative impressions, and I have been greatly impressed and informed about the peaceful teaching of Islam regarding this matter. Then a lady says that in this dark age, this message is like a light in heaven, in the sky. When you spoke about humanity, then the tears started flowing from my eyes. And then a person says from Marburg that in this part of the speech I was greatly impressed, where the Islamic tolerance was mentioned. I do not know any other religion which has got the same teaching. The other religions all of them, they are limited to their own matters, and they are not very much interested in having the relation with other religions. And from the same city, a government servant lady, she said that for the Christians, they attach great importance with the rights of the neighbors, and Islamic teaching gives great importance to that. And she said that the things which I wanted to listen, for which I came, all those things have been mentioned today. An elderly guest said, he was saying that before I came that I have got an appointment at 5, so I will leave. But he listened to the translation through the headphones, and during the speech he said that I am going. But when he was just about to get up and go, but then he sat again and listened, and then he listened to the whole of the speech. So sometime it also happens, and we always try our best. Allah Almighty brings these people, and compels them to listen to this program, and Allah Almighty wishes them to listen. And there were many such people. I just present some examples. From Finland, there was a lady from there, along with her 9-year-old son. He came, and she said that I have brought my younger children, and I wish that in his ears, your voice should reach him, and he could learn something from your teaching, and he could become a pious young man like you. And she said that I was greatly impressed by the message. This is the true Islam, and all other Muslims, they should also follow this path, particularly in the tolerance and the rights of the neighbors, when Islamic point of view was presented. So I was greatly impressed by that. This message of yours, these teachings, they can't be wrong at all. And then she said that now it's my desire that somebody from your community, Imam or anybody else, he can help my child to understand the reading of the Quran, and I wish that he should understand the Holy Quran and should become pious in nature. And so that up to that extent the impact goes some time. Certainly Allah Almighty is creating the changes in their temperaments and inclination. Now it is our right, our duty, that we should try to bring these people closer and closer to God Almighty. But before that, we have to look at our own self, and we should also try to get closer and closer to God as much as possible. And one lady said that the teaching of Islam regarding the neighbors, I liked it very much. She said that I'm a Christian, but I wish that such a teaching should have been there with us. And there was another lady, she said that the rights of the ladies, the way the Imam of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya has mentioned, that is much better than these cultures where the rights of the ladies are usurped and denied. So many impressions like that were like that. I have just taken a few of them. Similarly, in the press, in the media, the coverage of these things were also very widespread. And Masjid Baitul Afiyat, on the occasion of this mosque, a TV channel and 2 reporters, 2 newspapers, they gave the coverage. And a TV channel, this is the national and television channel. And on the occasion of the Baitul Afiyat, and the people who watch the news and the information, and more than 200,000 people, they have listened. And also the mosque of Baitul Nasir in Augsburg, on the opening of that mosque, 3 television channels, radio channels, and 18 newspapers. It's a big city. All these media they cover, and it's 3 million people. They have got the message about the mosque. And in Raunheim and Malberg, in 2 places, the foundations of the mosque was laid. And here as well, the TV channels and 22 newspaper reporters, they gave the coverage.
और टीवी चैनल अखबार
And the TV channel and through this newspaper, maybe 2 million people, they got this information.
मसाजिद
And
की मजमूई तौर पर मीडिया कवरेज
the total coverage through the media and is various television channel and radios, and on 24 of them 136 news were appeared, and through these information of the media, according to one estimate, 39 million people, they got the message. By the grace of Allah, the Germany Jamaat, the Department of Tabligh is very active, and the other organizations, they also work throughout the year and they are performing good work. And the messages which they deliver, that is in millions, and that's why the opposition is there, especially in East Germany. The opposition is getting stronger, but despite that, we have to continue our message and we have to continue to perform our work. Whenever I go at my visit, so I do mention some information about that country. But here in UK as well, by the grace of Allah, the work is being done. And here, especially when there is not the visit, my visit is not there, so sometimes it is not mentioned. So some people might be thinking that the work is not being done here. But here as well, on a large scale, the true teaching of Islam, the spreading of that, various organizations, the Jamaat, the Tabligh department is also doing it by the grace of Allah. And particularly the book of the Muslim Maud, which is about the life character of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, life of Muhammad. That book is in UK, perhaps it has been distributed to the maximum, and it has gone to the people, and Sarullah has done the work in this one, and other books are also being circulated here by the grace of Allah on a very large scale. These books have been spread, and a lot of preaching has been done, and in the world as well, the various Jamaati functions which take place, through them the introduction of the Ahmadiyya Jamaat is done. So therefore, the Ahmadis here, the UK, although they might be, envying these activities in the other countries, but they should not think that the work is not being done here. Those people who do not attend these programs, perhaps they think that we are lagging behind, but by the grace of Allah, a good work is being done. The peace conference which took place recently in March, in that on a large scale, not only in UK but in the world, the message of Islam was conveyed to the people. Here, I would like to mention the comments of the people here. While it has not been mentioned before, a lady from a church, she came here in the Peace Symposium, and she said that it was very interesting and very powerful message. It was a message of unity, which is very much needed in the society today. I also liked it very much, which Imam Jamaat Ahmadiyya has presented by presenting a verse of the Holy Quran, that the followers of other religions, they should come together on the common things, on the commonality, and this is something which is quite possible, and even the non-religious people can take part in this. The common points between Islam and other religions I have come to know for the first time today, and the prayer 5 times is very essential according to Islam, and if you do not go for the service to mankind, that the prayer worship will not be useful. And then another person said that Imam Jamaat Ahmadiyya has showed that Islam is such a religion which has not been understood properly, and the terrorists, in a wrong way, they are hiding themselves behind the teaching of Islam. And I was surprised that he condemned the incident of terrorism in London. The Imam of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya condemned that, and Islam does not have any connection with that. He not only raised the question but also gave the answer. For example, he said that the sale of the arms, he mentioned about that, and he said that we have to we have to show respect to the people and listen to other people. And there was another man who was here. He said that today I have come to know that recently in Westminster, the incident of terrorism which took place, extremism, that is not because of Islam. That was the mistake of a certain person who is hiding himself under a peaceful religion. Now it has been proved to me that a terrorist was a madman. And then he said that the Khalifa explained it very clearly that all types of terrorism is wrong. And through verses of the Holy Quran he established. And I also liked this thing, that when he said that we should not only consider today, but rather think about the tomorrow. And we should not construct walls, rather which should divide us. Rather we should construct the bridges which can bring them together. And a GP and a church leader, he was here, he said that I listened to the address. This was a guiding lecture for me, showing the right way, and it showed that Islam is a great religion of peace. And he said that in order to promote the dialogue, it was a very good message for that purpose, that instead of increasing our enmities, we have to tolerate the views of other people. And he said rightly that in this age the level of tolerance is going down. A director of a company, and there was a lady as well, and they said that I have met the fourth caliph of your community, so I have got some information about your community. And today I also met and I listened the speech of the head. This was very much needed message which was given. And he said that the blame of everything should not be put on Islam. And also she said that most of the problems have been created by the people themselves. Regarding the sale of the arms, whatever he said, I liked it. And this is something where we morally become blank at that point. Then she said that I hope that our government is going to note this point, and for the future of mankind, the words of Jamaat Ahmadiyya, and his words of prayer, I became very emotional that we should leave the better word behind us. And he was also worried that and we should not be leaving behind the crippled children. Here the Jamaat, I would like to inform the Jamaat that nowadays the condition of the world are becoming very worse, and there is badly need of prayer. And the big countries and the small countries, they are having a madness of war. And those people who were very optimistic before, and the journalists and the analysts, that the thing of the global war is very distant, but they say that now we cannot rule it out, but there are more chances of war. And when the war there, and when nowadays between America and Korea, and the China is playing its role to solve the situation, but this thing is going on. But they are attacking the atomic threat to these, and there are certain blocks being created here and there. So the fields of war are being expanding. We should pray that Allah Almighty give them the wisdom. And similarly, the Khalifatul Masih Rabi once he mentioned to protect this atomic war, one recipe was given him, and the Jamaat should take that medicine, and one medicine and then the other one, this announcement will be made. And the medicines are there, homeopathic medicines, and people should use that. And another comment I may like to add, Portugal, a doctor from there was here, that today by listening to your talk, it has been proved that justice and peace means the one and the same, and without one the other cannot be obtained. So he says that justice is lacking in the world, that's why the peace is not there, and Muslims cannot be blamed for the war and the extremist activities. Rather, we should go to the root cause of that is the lack of justice. And I am very pleased that Imam Jamaat Ahmadiyya has spoken about Islamophobia, because the people, they are ignoring this thing, but actually it is increasing. And this thing which you have mentioned, that is also true, that we should not put petrol on the fire. Rather, we should respect other people, and we should, instead of laughing at other people. And similarly, from the Catholic University from Portugal, he was here. He says that the one thing which I liked very much is that the Khalifa, the words of Khalifa, they were based on reality, and through the references from the Quran, he showed that Islam is a religion of peace. And worldly references, he also mentioned that every bad thing cannot be attributed to Islam. I also liked that we should, along with today, we should also think about tomorrow. And a politician said that this message of the speech was very good, and he said that this war looks imminent, and I'm very confident that we can postpone this war, as we have been seeing this 70 years. But I do agree with this, that when the war begins, then it's very difficult to not to get involved in it. We have to work for the peace, and this is the message which I am taking with me. So these are some of the comments which I have made. Otherwise, more than 600 people were here, and all of them, they had very good impressions and feelings. This media coverage was also done in large scale. Associated Press and BBC and Asian Network, New Statement, Statesman magazine, in NHK Japan, in Broadcasting Corwin, Sunday Times, ABC. Media for Argentina is ERT Television from Greece, and 365 in Iceland, Southwest Television, Sputnik, and so many other representatives of the press were there. About 21 representatives were there. Freelance journalists were also here. So the people who have given the news outside from the other countries, in Austria, national television, from the 8-minute report was given by them, and there was Greece television of Greece was there. Iceland report was published in the press. In India Today, and in Italy the newspaper was there. In Argentina, and Latin American newspaper in Canada as well. In Spain, 2 newspapers published the report. So in this way, more than 9 million people, they got the message regarding the function which took place here. And in Portugal as well, it was published. So on a very large scale, this peace conference report was published in the press, and with this reference, the teaching of Islam, the people came to know about that. In social media as well, several million people came to know about it. 10 or 11 foreign representatives were there. So the more the message of Jamaat is increasing, the opposition is increasing, and especially in Muslim countries, it is increasing. The opposition of the Jamaat in Aljazair, for the last few months, it's getting very intensified, and it's continuing. So I have already mentioned about the prayer for these people. In Aljazair, on 24th, there was one-day seminar. A former minister, he said that Jamaat Ahmadiyya should present, give the point of view, and I will present in this meeting. So one thing is that they proposed this seminar to find out about Ahmadiyyat, but later on the name of the seminar was changed and said that we don't want to know about the community, rather we have decided, and they spoke against the community, and that Qadianiyat is such a group which is the product of the British imperialism. I mean, this is the general common allegations which they throw, and they gave this title to that seminar. Our point of view was not presented, and the person who was going to read it, he was told that you are quite intelligent, but why you are taking side with the community and presenting their point of view. Anyway, so the contact with the press, foreign press was there. In that, they said that no, we consider the Ahmadiyya community, we believe it Muslims, and no persecution is being done there, and only those people who speak against the country, we have taken some action against them. But when their own press was there, then the same thing, that they said the same thing, that this community is not a Muslim and they are connected with Daesh, and they are having some conspiracies against the country. So the opposition is increasing, and because of the selfies. On one side, this had to take place like that, and the news from the Al Jazeera, the introduction of the Jamaat has been is coming in a very large scale, and some people, they want to know more about the Ahmadiyya community, where we cannot convey the message. These opponents, they have conveyed our message over there. Anyway, on one side, the world is being impressed by the message of Islam, which is being presented and spread by the Ahmadiyya Jamaat. And they also say that the Christians, they should, even the Christians, they should learn from that. And on the other side, the Muslim countries are there who are opposing the community. As I said before, that nowadays its intensity is very great in Al Jazeera. So especially pray for the Ahmadis there, pray for the Ahmadis in Pakistan, and in all other countries where opposition against Ahmadiyyat is increasing. Pray for all those people, all those Ahmadis. Allah Almighty keep them under protection, and especially in Al Jazeera, those Ahmadis, they are not very old Ahmadis. Allah Almighty give them steadfastness and grant them the firmness and remove their problems very soon. Ameen.